The Faces at the Bottom of the Well was the book, and the subtitle of that book was The Permanence of Racism. You see, I keep waiting for someone to tell me, Bell, that you're wrong. That doesn't mean that we don't strive for it, but it also means, I think, that we take a healthy position based on the reality that racism is permanent. And I sometimes wonder whether this society could exist without racism, because it provides, this is a country built on property ownership, and most white people don't have that much property, as we generally, land and bonds and money in the bank. But what they have is a sense of entitlement based on being white. And that's very hard to give up. And even things that we're doing on our own tend to be a threat to that. The Williams sisters are the greatest tennis players going. This is sports. Shouldn't be of importance. But do you see the wishy-washy way in which our media deals with probably two of the finest athletes going? Tiger Woods, who of course is multiracial, somebody needs to tell us most of us are multiracial, has already won 4 big championships. But now they say, well he didn't win them at the same time, in the same year. It's like, the old story about Jesse Jackson meeting with the Pope, and the Pope's hat blew off as they're riding across the lake, rowing across the lake. And Jesse got up, stepped out, walked across the water, recovered the Pope's hat, brought it back, and the headlines the next day said, Jesse can't swim. So as we struggle, we need to keep in mind that this stuff is permanent, and therefore we are not likely to succeed, at least in the direction in which we go. Things will happen. Maybe not the ones we want to happen. Maybe they will be less good than we hoped they were. I mean, I thought my place in heaven was secure. I supervised 300 school desegregation cases in the South. Almost ruined my family and what have you, but I thought, I was doing it. I look back now and I said, how in the name of goodness could I think that desegregating schools was going to deal with the essence of racism, which was not segregation, but was with the sense of these folk who have little feeling superior to us and identifying with those folk up above. So that in all that we do, I think we are nurtured and lifted up by a recognition of how permanent racism is. We're sort of like the equivalent of the alcoholics who, in order to survive, have to get up in a public place frequently and say, I am an alcoholic, I will always be an alcoholic. But today, I'm going to try to get through it without taking a drink, you see. They couldn't even get through the day if they were always in denial. So I don't think we should be in denial about how serious and how permanent racism and how much a part of this society it is.